mankind.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Darkseid.
Hey guys, happy Halloween. I'm just sitting here on my dick, my balls, and my asshole, otherwise known as the Trilogy of Terror. Welcome to Darkside's Couch. I'm Mike.
Hey, it's James.
I'm Shée.
The Trilogy of Terror.
There's like a bunch of different
I mean, I
stuff.
think it sounds like both are right.
There's like a bunch of stuff like media out there like that calls itself the Trilogy of Terror. There's like a bunch of movies and TV shows and stuff.
When you said there's a bunch of stuff and you paused, I did not know if you were going to talk about your dick and balls or if you were going to go talk about something else.
I mean, we got to talk about something.
Never
There's
talk
a
about
bunch of stuff.
This stupid book that I hated.
Yeah, my bad on that, kinda. I mean, so first of all, this was a Shée pick originally. At the dawn of this whole project, Shée did pick this book and put it on the list.
We
I
should do
did.
the stupid.
And I thought it was a winner.
We should do the stupid one that I picked about the guy surrounded by eyeballs and shit.
Yeah, it was probably great.
Yeah, okay. Let's not run away with anything here. And I goosed it to try to have this come up because I thought, first of all, it'd be nice if we all had selected a book that got picked, and I also thought it would be nice if we did books from different eras, which we did, and I thought it would be nice if we had some sort of superhero presence. So it had all the makings
And
of
James
being
wanted to see his spank bank from his teenage
so
years.
we're gonna talk about Gen 13, sure, yeah, we're gonna talk about Free Fall. The teenager I was attracted to when I was younger than her, but not since.
Yeah, now it's wrong.
Now I have zero interest in her. I don't find her attractive at all. I'm much more into the dudes now.
I don't know who any of the characters are in these stories.
None of them, not even Gen 13?
No, they're all cables.
I was so lost.
Yeah. I'll walk you through. I'll hold your hands.
Thank you, because starting from, do they understand what's happening, to are they all made of gold?
Well, none of them are
I
made
run
of
the gamut of questions in my head.
Well,
Oh
none
no,
of
that's
them
not about Gen 13. I'm just saying in this book, I did not understand anything.
Are you
And the
talking about how
questions
they're all
range-
shiny? Their skin is all shiny?
I'll point it out later.
Okay.
It's in one of the, yeah.
It is Halloween. Mm-hmm. It's the big day, right?
Yeah.
And so, as we do on all Halloweens, we tried to learn how to whistle,
Yeah.
right?
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Nope, I hurt my mouth.
Shée, did you give it a shot? Were you trying it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hurt my mouth.
I think
Alright.
I tried for like a half an hour every day.
God, you put in a lot more time than I did.
Yeah, and I still couldn't do it.
Last episode, we saw something in a comic book and we imitated it. Because
Yeah.
that's what you do when you see things in comic books and
Yeah,
you're stupid and impressionable.
There were these guys that hacked apart another guy, and we were
Yeah.
like, we're gonna learn to whistle like this dude.
We're going to learn to do something that happened in this book, and we picked the guy sticking his fingers in his mouth and doing the whistle.
Yeah, and which I still can't figure out.
Nope, did not understand. Watched a video, read article.
Yeah, I watched a couple videos. I almost had it a couple times.
I can barely normal whistle, like
can
just
do-
barely.
I can
Yeah,
do a normal whistle.
I have to like try a few times before I can do it.
I almost, so I did the two finger. You put the two fingers in the mouth and you roll the four fingers technically, and you roll your lips over your teeth. And I tried that. I almost got a little bit of a wheeze out of it. Almost. I just can't do it.
I can't wrap my lips around my teeth.
It's very hard to do, especially when your fingers are already in there.
Yeah, I think like that kind of whistling, you gotta have like certain genetic dispositions in order for that to work.
How much shit am I supposed to comfortably fit in my mouth?
Right, I can't do it.
Those prostitutes are doing the Lord's work.
Yep,
We've been underestimating their skill level.
I haven't been.
Those getting quadruple pegged, and they got two in the mouth. You ever see when they have two penises in the mouth?
Sometimes.
And I would think like, oh, that's not that impressive. Turns out it's super impressive.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's very, very difficult to do. They're underpaid.
Yeah, they're underpaid. I agree. I think everyone's underpaid though.
Yeah. Everybody gets a raise.
I'm underpaid for having to read this book.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep trying to whistle. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna nail this down.
Me too. I'm gonna keep trying as well.
I mean, like
I'll
all
try
things.
again just to see if I can manage to hurt myself again somehow.
You
'cause
should.
That's fucking
How did you
dumb.
hurt yourself?
I guess I pulled too hard on my mouth, but I hurt the corners of my mouth practicing.
You hurt the corners. Did you like get chapped lips? Did it chap up your lips? Maybe.
No, it didn't chop up my lips, but I guess maybe I like pulled it or something. Like I pulled the skin or something, maybe, but like it hurt.
I'll eat pizza when it's too hot. It burns my mouth, Shea. It just burns it, but I'll keep eating it anyway.
Yeah. Well,
You
yeah.
gotta do
That's
the
not a
reverse
good idea.
in-out breath. You gotta, when you put it in, you gotta go.
I just gotta.
Yeah, you got to suck
Yeah.
all the heat off.
That's right.
You suck all that heat off of the pizza. Yeah. Very spooky. All very spooky. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep at it, and
I'm
like
sure
all things.
everyone in Audioland loved that.
Well,
It was about whistling, Shea. Of course they did.
like everything, this is a contest. So I intend to win it, and I intend to.
I think you're ahead.
I think I am.
I think you win.
I had 2 or 3 moments where I went, "Holy shit, that was almost a
No,
whistle."
he's got to like. No one won. Like no one whistled.
No one's won yet. No. I'm talking about in the future. This is a race now. We talked
Yeah,
about running the
this is an
marathon, but
arms
this is
race.
I'm putting the marathon training on the back burner. This is a different, more important race right now. Is who can do that whistle first.
Yep. And if
I
I
assume
can't
it's
do
gonna
it,
be
I'm
me.
gonna hunt you both down and kill you, so that I win by default.
Yeah. We're a petty group.
I win.
God
What was
damn.
that?
All right, Tanya.
What was the painting contest Mr. Burns was in with Abe Simpson?
The
The
tactoon.
flying.
He had a tactoon with the flying
hellfish.
fish.
The hellfish.
Flying-
No, a tontine.
Tontine?
Tontine,
Or
right?
that, or
Not a
Mr. Burns
tactoon.
is trying to kill him, get to the paintings.
Yeah, the flying hellfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we all suck at that. We've ruined
All right,
your
nerds,
Halloweens.
somebody correct us.
I thought it was a maybe it was a tontoon. You said tontoon, right? I thought that was a boat.
No, I didn't say it's. Whatever I said did not sound like that.
Guys,
I was
they're
thinking-
both boats.
Tontine. I think
I was
said
thinking of a
tontine.
pontoon. I think I was thinking of a pontoon.
A pontoon is when you're having sex, when you throw your underwear out of the bed, it lands on her underwear.
Aw.
That
And
sounds
they-
adorable.
That's a pontoon.
And they get married.
When your underwears touch, when you throw them away in passion.
Gross.
A tontine, an annuity
Tontine?
shared by subscribers to a loan or common fund. The shares increasing as subscribers die until the last subscriber enjoys the whole income.
It's like Netflix.
The members of Gen 13 are some teens.
Hey.
You're not allowed to say that.
Yeah, he is. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
We're in
you know what?
Japan.
I don't know that I can.
Yeah, we're in, this is a popular show in Japan. I just found out. So let's be really gross about kids.
Oh yeah. Speaking of making this a popular show, you guys you got to hit up those YouTube numbers. All right.
Yeah, especially in Japan.
Especially
where
in
you
Japan.
appreciate the turn this show is going into.
The finer points and the nuance of what we're getting into
Right.
may only maybe the sophisticated Japanese mind can understand.
Maybe we need to have a direct 1-for-1 translation of this show in Japanese and send it to Japan.
I think you just got to threaten that one day we're going to start promoting the YouTube by actual reading our YouTube link currently with all of the random ass letters.
Oh
and numbers.
yeah. It's like reciting the digits of pi.
Right. I'm gonna just make a bunch of fake accounts.
Yeah, we might
then-
have to do that.
But then that might be my new career.
It's just bot farmer.
Yeah, be a bot farmer. I could be
I mean,
a bot farmer.
It's gonna be one of the only
I can
jobs
see you
available in the
doing pot
future.
farming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Right? Fuck it.
In the future, you're only gonna have like 5 job
Do you wear
opportunities.
overalls?
Yeah, dude. I'm wearing overalls right now with the butt
Nice.
flap open
Yeah.
because I'm having gay sex.
Digital future
Oh.
overalls.
That's right.
In the future, you can be a bot farmer or you can do something with TikTok. Those are
When
your
I just
only
said
options.
when I said my back overalls were open, I was having gay sex. A Japanese man just came.
Really trying to find stuff to talk about with this comic book.
I'm
Yeah,
not extending this out for just so I don't have to talk about this.
So here's the
stupid
thing.
book.
Yeah.
I this is an epic example of nothing happened.
No, a lot of stuff happened.
Because-
It just wasn't interesting.
Well, no, because there was legitimately a point of where I was like, I don't know what happened because did something happen?
You know
I
what?
think the
Yes.
first story, I was
A
like,
lot happened.
Did something happen?
All right, let's just get into the book because
Yeah.
you know what? It may be better going over it It may
It's
be
going to make
good.
sense. It
It
does
might
make
be.
sense.
That happens
Well,
sometimes.
Yeah, never mind. Not the first story.
Let's
The
calm
first
down.
story, I just was just like,
It's not
going to
be
fuck?
good. All right. So get this out of the way. This is the Wildstorm Halloween Trilogy of Terror from 1997. All right.
Thanks, Hankill.
It's three fantastic stories featuring three 90s Image Comics teams. And in Image Comics in those days, they were attempting sort of a bunch of interrelated teams and, characters from different books would interact with other books. They were trying to basically have a Marvel universe without any characters that anyone really cared about, other than
Good
Spawn.
try on them, though.
They did try. I mean, in fairness, they came along as a bunch of disgruntled artists and writers who thought that DC and Marvel had too much of a monopoly on the
Fair.
superhero world.
Based.
It was. I mean, it was a good approach. Of course, they were horribly managed. They basically had no editorial, and they almost ruined the entire industry. They almost caused the entire comic book industry to cease to exist because they were idiots.
That's like what's going on right now with AEW wrestling.
Oh yeah,
What
the
they
young
do.
It's
upstarts.
just like that, where it's like a bunch of like young upstarts decide they can do better on their own. They get a bunch of money to back it. They start doing it, but because there's no like overhead,
There's no daddy.
There's no daddy to call the shots. So
There's
they
no
just-
Vince McMahon.
So it's just crumbling and showing how shitty it is to the point where like everyone's going to lose interest in wrestling in general. It's just
Yeah.
going to bring it all down.
Why doesn't WWE just buy them?
Why?
I mean, they might not need to. If they self-destruct, then they'll take themselves out.
I mean, it's also like it's always best for business to have more companies.
Well, I mean, I think most businesses would disagree. They all want a monopoly, but
Well, wrestling's different. Like
Didn't
you gotta
something
have a
happen
you gotta.
with one of the Chicago wrestlers again recently?
I have no idea.
CM Punk or Colt Cabana or something?
Oh yeah,
you see Sam Punk? Did you call him Sam Punk?
yeah. Sam Punk,
Sam
the
Punk.
brother to CM Punk.
Oh, he runs a successful mattress shop. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Just look up CM Punk media scrum, and then just go on about your way, and I'll explain answer all those questions.
I'm gonna definitely do that
okay.
later. Definitely gonna do that. So in here we're gonna have three stories with three teams: Team 7, Gen 13, and Wetworks. Now, I'll fully admit I knew nothing about Team 7 or Wetworks, so I knew a little bit about Gen 13. So I had some.
I bet the 8th team member of Team 7 is their laundry guy.
So yeah, this was at the 90s height of ridiculous costumes. And in fairness, most of the costumes aren't that ridiculous. They look kind of like Cable, but they're not as extreme as Cable. They're not full of pouches and shit. Mm-hmm. It's still, it's okay. It's all right.
How's Cable going to the bathroom?
I mean, he goes to the bathroom once a day because it takes so much time to get everything off.
Right?
So that motherfucker's not drinking that much water because he doesn't want to have to be taking that stuff off every 20 minutes.
That's the thing about the Batman Arkham games that always drives me crazy. It's like he's out there doing all that shit, and not once is he going to the bathroom.
He probably, the crotch probably unscrews and comes off.
Oh, the mic unscrews and
Yeah,
comes off.
the mic comes right off, and you can just access
Well,
it.
maybe he just has a built-in bag or something,
Yeah.
Built-in bag,
like
or maybe
astronaut style.
astronaut style, or maybe he had his bladder widened, surgically.
Oh yeah, because he's like a robo dude.
Batman?
No, Cable.
Oh, we're going back to talk about Cable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Forgot-
now we're
I
talking
actually-
about Cable.
I actually forgot we were talking about Batman.
Yeah. There's not a lot of focus on this. I don't know. Yeah, maybe his virus widened up his bladder as well. Who knows?
Right? I want that virus if it makes it so you don't have to pee. I'll take it and have that cool shiny eye.
Yeah, I want to carry it around. I want to carry it around like a water in a camel's hump.
And I get to be what's his name? Josh Brolin.
Yeah. He got to be Thanos, Jonah Hex, and Cable.
Man, that Jonah Hex movie, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was a misfire. A little bit of a misfire.
Dude,
Yeah, a
I'd
little
be-
oops-a-doodle there.
I'm glad that they're just like not releasing movies now when they're too bad. They're like, we can't release this.
Yeah. Well,
Like
I mean,
back then, Jonah Hex got released in theaters.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
I
that's
think he's
true.
thinking
Okay.
of the Batgirl situation.
Yeah,
which
like
is,
I'm sure the studio had saw it and they were like, we can't release this.
there is some feeling. I mean, I don't know. It'll come out someday, and then we'll know for sure. But right now, it's all rumors
I
and
know for
hearsay.
sure. I know for sure.
Yeah, like that Brendan Fraser. Like that Brendan Fraser.
It's just like when they made that Fantastic Four movie. It's like, all right.
Yeah, but they never intended to release that. That was a con from that was some base behavior right there. Is to hire Roger Corman to make a movie, not tell him that you're not actually going to release it, and like let all these actors think it was going to be their big break.
Yeah, well, I mean that still could be the case. We just don't know yet.
With that they might still break through. Yeah, it's
No,
sure.
that
It's been 30 years.
They just made it just for some tax reason, and they have no intention of releasing it. They just didn't tell anybody.
All right. All right. It seems like some sketchy accounting, but okay. So anyway,
Yeah, I'm
these
sure
three,
Warner Discovery isn't sketchy.
Well, it was started before they were Warner Discovery, when it was just Warner Brothers. That's
fine,
who
but-
actually made it.
That's gonna be like we're heading towards one company soon. Like all these companies are merging like aggressively.
Yeah, it's going to be Arby's. They're going to come from behind and they're going to buy everybody up. Everyone thinks it's going to be Disney or Amazon.
Nope.
That's crazy though. Like as soon as it's just gonna be one company running everything.
That's not gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna get close. It's gonna get scary, but I don't think it's legitimately gonna happen.
That's my trilogy of terror.
Yeah, I don't
you
don't
already said
understand
that
that.
was
That's one thing. Yeah, that's not a trilogy of things. Do we have to go back to the basics of what a trilogy is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have a detailed explanation.
Let's open up the dictionary.
What's the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit?
Oh, all right. There you go, James. I see that you're studying so that you can get dumped in the water.
I've gotten yeah. It's so weird. I can't enter the kingdom of heaven because I didn't have some water splash on
That's
my
right.
head.
It's magic, bro. You
What
didn't get
a
the magic
weird-
done to you.
I didn't get
It's
magic
not
water.
just water. Yeah, exactly.
What else is in there? What
Bro,
did they put in there?
one of our wizards like blessed
Jeebus?
the water and then dumped a baby
Yeah.
in it. That
Legit.
washed away the
Such a
baby's
weird-
original sin.
God and
such a
Jeebus like peed in that water essentially.
So I mean, all right. So you get you get dunked in the water.
Or oil. Sometimes they use oil.
Hang on, you get dunked in and it washes away your original sin. So therefore, you have no sin. And so, in theory, there could be people going around in the world who are free of sin. So
Yeah,
we're told
babies.
everybody is flawed and everybody is sin. Well, who knows?
What I like to
What?
do, I see what James is saying. Like, if someone gets wiped away of original sin and they never sinned again, there
Yeah.
must be people out there who
There's got to
who
be a
have
couple people
zero sin.
who have zero sin walking around.
Maybe.
Nope. That's
I-
not how Christianity is built.
What I do is I keep a bottle of holy water with me and just like every once in a while
Periodically?
give me a little dab.
Yeah.
Splash. Yeah, I moisturize with it.
That's
You
right.
just got to remember that deathbed confession.
Yeah, or just dab yourself with holy water that was blessed by a magic dude.
Yeah.
It's such a weird line to draw in the
Mike
sand.
pulls out his holy water perfume and dabs it behind his ears.
Yeah, dude.
Get it?
Growing up, Father Jerry was my Gandalf.
All right. So anyway, there's Team 7, there's Gen 13, and there's Wetworks, and they're related because they're basically all Team 7. Team 7 was the original team back in the 70s, right? And they were like a Black Ops team, sure, fair. And a couple of them had children, and those children are part of the members of Gen 13 in the 90s. Right? But then Gen 13 found out that the organization they worked for, they weren't just sort of helping them use their latent mutant genes. They were actually basically cultivating, they were creating mutant teenagers. And so they went on the run and they're in hiding from that. Wetworks is like the new Team 7, I believe. Right, because the Gen 13 ran off and they didn't actually go through with their programming. I think. I mean, that's close enough.
That
That's close enough.
explains that explains a big part of what I didn't understand.
Yeah, and we'll see some
So-
interrelated characters as we work our way through this. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start out with the Team 7 adventure. It's a story called Blood and Faith, written by Christopher Golden, art by Ed Bennis and Troy Hubbs.
Might as well have been written by Christopher Columbus because it's just a straight up massacre.
Takes place in the 70s, and they land in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico to put down some insurgents.
Yeah, also known as massacring the locals.
Yeah, some corporation wanted their sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was another. I think in the 90s,
They were jeopardizing the bananas.
a lot of these books in the 90s, they really wanted to take on like serious political themes, but they just didn't. They weren't smart enough to do it.
Yeah,
Because they're pro murdering everyone. In this comic.
It comes off very Jingo bootlicky.
Very. It's like I was uncomfortable. Granted, I know I get uncomfortable with I get uncomfortable easily, but it felt very jingoistic.
I'm glad you said something. I was about to rip into you about that.
ACAB, all cops are badass. And so these insurgents, they're trying to take back their land, and then the Mexican government called in a favor to the U.S. government, who denied that they actually had this interaction, but then covertly sent off Team 7 to get things taken care of down in Mexico.
I wonder how many children these guys have killed.
Yeah, because getting
countless.
things done down in Mexico is murdering everyone without a care.
So they jump out of a helicopter with their machine guns out, and they start shooting at everyone on the ground.
Yep.
See, and this also kind of shows you the unprofessionalism of Image at the time, because the word balloon. First of all, there's way too many word balloons for them to have this conversation while they're falling out of a helicopter. But also, one of the word balloons completely obscures one of the members of the team. Like, we can't even see him. This is their big introduction. We can't even see the damn guy.
Not only that, but all of that dialogue didn't need to be there. None of
it didn't say anything. It was pointless.
It didn't say anything. Yeah, they could have just had a badass shot of them jumping out of a helicopter, shooting at people.
Yeah, it didn't really work.
Like, if they're firing machine guns, they can't hear each other. They're falling out of a helicopter.
Yeah, they got 6 seconds?
You're
like,
not talking to each other.
Yeah.
So it drives me crazy in anime. Is like they're like in slow motion throwing their punches, but they're having like full blown conversations. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, it's the air is different over there in the East.
All right.
In
the South.
And so they, I was talking about the anime side of things.
Yeah, I was just being cheeky.
Okay. And so Team 7 lands, and they just immediately start murdering people, as it works out for them.
As America does.
As America does. And they start making their way into this cave, or this cavern, and we find out that the insurgents, they also worship some sort of weird bat god, right?
The Mayans did.
Well, the Mayans did, but are they related to Mayans?
Yeah,
yes.
the revolutionary group, that was their thing, is they wanted to kick out the Mexican government so that the Mayan people could take over the country.
Okay, I get behind that.
Right, and take back their land, kind of thing.
They're all super jacked.
But white guy here, Terrence Crandall, if you want to say that like Hank Hill.
Crandall.
Is here because of the fact that it's a shrine to a Mayan bat god.
Yeah, Camazotz.
Yeah, he's just he's just super weeby about it.
Yeah. So the Mayans that are out there currently have nothing to do with Terrence and his shit going on inside.
And they all look like Conan the Barbarian.
So it's odd that these guys look so fucking sculpted.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
It's the same guy.
It's the 90s, and yeah.
Like, it's literally the same guy drawn 4 times.
It's another problem with 90s art. It's very hard to tell who everybody is because they all have the same face.
They have the same physique. They're the same everything. There's
they're
nothing
clone
different
dudes.
about them.
But they are huge.
Yeah, they're huge. They're all Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like, I don't think that's what the Aztecs were like. I figured they were more athletic. They were more lithe, you know?
Do you guys remember Predator?
Aztecs, Mayans.
They had...
Sorry.
Remember in Predator where they had the tracker guy with the big the Bowie knife, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this guy is. It's just that guy.
He's a beastly man. And he's defending his cave. He's defending his bat god. So
right. and they get mowed down.
Now, the 3 members of Team 7, I think most of these guys we can kind of ignore. I think some of them spun off into their own books and everything, but the 3 guys we're going to want to know for here is there's a dude named Dane, who one of the dudes in the story ends up having a bit of a tiff with. There's a dude named Lynch, who's the leader of Team 7. He's going to be important. And there's another dude named Fairchild. He's going to be important. So those are the 3 guys we care about in this. The other guys can fuck off.
Yeah, but they're murderers.
And the bad guy, Crandall.
Crandall.
I've been calling him Crandall.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too. I was thinking of the old Simpsons joke about calling Crabapple Crandall. Crabapple Crandall.
It was about
Well-
to ask.
well,
Did
because-
you do it on purpose?
Well, because the joke is that Miss Krabapple's name is Crabapple, but it's pronounced
Yeah.
Krabapple.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of joke was funny in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. So, they head down, Team 7 heads into this cavern, and, they see this dude, the Crandall, and he's making a sacrifice to bring the bat god Camazotz alive again and defend their territory,
Yep.
like in Risk. Yep.
Sometimes you gotta do that in Risk.
Yeah, that's my understanding of a game I haven't played in 15 years. Yeah, sure.
Resurrect this god
Sometimes you got to bring a bat god alive.
to bring doom to your enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you're watching like the news in like the 70s, and all of a sudden you're told that the Mexican government has been toppled by this cult.
And you just gotta believe it all. You can't question that stuff.
I'm like, oh damn, Mexico's crazy.
There's no alternative news in the 70s. You just believed what you heard on the news.
Yeah, you had 3 channels,
Yeah.
no internet.
And everything was true. Everything you heard was true. Information was a lot easier back then.
I guess.
Believe what you hear.
Yep.
Then a whole lot of nothing happens and it doesn't work.
Well,
It
it doesn't.
does.
It does.
Totally, it works.
Well, they resurrect the bat god, but the bat god is weak enough that he still needs human hosts. So
What
they're using
happened-
like an old body.
Yeah, so they find the mummy of the previous Mayan king, and the bat god possesses it, so it's also kind of a zombie.
But he looks, and they accuse him of being just bones, and he's clearly not just bones.
No, he's sculpted.
Yeah, he's looking great.
How come that guy, in the army uniform, his haircut is not army issue?
Well, I mean, I guess because they're like I think when you're a covert team, they kind of give you some leniency to like make it your own.
Did people have like ponytails in the 70s?
Well, they had long
Yes.
hair, so they just
I know, but did they have
somebody must have tied
ponytails,
it down.
though?
Somebody must
Yeah.
have tied it back at some point.
I don't remember seeing it often.
I've had long hair before, and like you have to tie it back. Like you can't be doing this kind of shit without tying
Did
it
you wear
back.
ponytails?
I didn't actually, but I probably should have. But it was, it wasn't the way to
So
go.
you said you have to do it, everybody has to do it, and then I ask you
Well, I
if you did it, and you said, well, no.
I just didn't. If you work up a sweat, I just made sure not to do anything that would be physically exerting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of sat quietly and read my books. I read my.
You got your Nirvana T-shirt on.
I
You
had my
fucking
Nirvana. I had a
dork.
couple of those. It was a good looking dude. I was a good looking young man, reading my Gen 13 comics and lusting after Free Fall. So the monster comes alive and they start attacking, and they're attacking this dude, Crandall, who is the most fervent devotee.
Right, so he tries to smash Abe Lincoln's head in with a rock.
Abe Lincoln, who I think is Lynch.
Let's just
Yeah.
pretend he's Abraham Lincoln. And this
Okay,
is what
sure.
This is what he's up
No,
to
that's
in, the,
Fairchild.
in the 1970s.
Well, we're gonna see these characters again, so we want to keep them. We want to remember our altered history. So yeah, sure. Fairchild is Abraham Lincoln. Sure, why not? I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
So they attack this creature, and it's actually pretty easy to kill him. Just
Yeah,
like anything, you just kind of stab it.
He found his one
His weak
weakness.
spot. His one weakness was being stabbed.
Yeah.
And so they take the guy down, and the Crandall is very upset about this. Understandably, this was he was really pinning his hopes and dreams on this creature's success.
It's just weird this is supposed to take place in the 70s, but they all just look like 90s like characters.
Yeah.
Right.
I did not pick up that this was supposed to be the 70s at all.
I think it's literally the first line of the book.
It's the first line of the book, yes.
Well, they could have meant it ironically. That it was the 70s in spirit.
It was an ironic 70s.
It was it's just, well, in fairness, the 90s did have nostalgia for the 70s.
It's James reading his Gen 13 comic wearing his
In
Nirvana
one
shirt,
eye, out the other.
and he's saying 70s in quotes, real sarcastically, like the 70s.
Yeah, no, that was me. That was 15-year-old James. That's what he did. He was having a great time. And so they end up, just as Americans will tend to do, just blowing everything up. They figure this will just work. Let's just throw a grenade in there and blow up this whole cave and call it good.
Yep.
And it works.
I think that's how they're going to solve healthcare.
What is the cave? Is that America as a whole?
I just think like they're just going to blow it up. And they're
And
like, all right, we did it.
And the grenade is the Ron DeSantis administration.
Ron DeSantis, the president.
Ron DeSantis. Yeah, future president of the world.
He's probably going to be Donald Trump's vice president.
I mean, they could kind of do it both ways.
Just
They
bring
could-
back Rick Santorum.
I don't even remember that,
Santorum.
dude.
You don't remember that they started an online campaign to make the word Santorum mean the frothy mixture of, was it semen and urine or whatever?
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Because he was very homophobic, and so they're like, well, let's make his name synonymous with something extremely gay.
And it worked.
I mean, I guess.
I don't remember it, so it didn't.
Yeah, Mike didn't remember it, so it didn't.
Mike didn't remember the gay slang. Oh, no.
And I would be the kind of person to remember.
Oh, God damn it, there was something good I wanted to bring up there. Something about Ron DeSantis, maybe.
How much you love him?
How much? No, did you see when Biden was when he was inaugurated? Is Biden number 46? Is that what he is? Or is he 45 or 46? He's 46, and so they had to make up all the streamers and the parade stuff that says 46. But they were so worried that Trump was going to cede the presidency to Pence in order to get himself a pardon that they actually made up all the banners and everything that said both 46 and 47 in case Biden technically ended up being the 47th president. That's how close they were to thinking that, yeah, he's probably going to make Pence the president in the last few minutes of his administration. The Democrats, the entire Democratic administration, I guess probably the whatever group is tasked with organizing the inaugural celebration for the new president.
The banner makers.
All the banner makers across America. They got double work out of that.
That's why all the Congress people in the Democratic Party spend most of their time fundraising because they got to pay for the banners.
Those banner peoples are bleeding us like stuck pigs.
Dude, it's the inflation.
Too much. Yes.
That they caused.
Those banner makers. Fucking banner makers. That's what it all goes back to.
Right, dude. They're also printing all the money.
Yep.
Those fucking the banner cartel.
Yeah, it'd be a shame if your president, I don't know, he ceded the presidency to his vice president, and you look like fucking assholes at your inauguration. I'm just saying, maybe you want to print up twice the banners. Maybe you want to go home, your house isn't on fire. I don't know.
Oh man, they got power.
I'm just talking.
We're just thinking things through. We're just talking through scenarios is all.
We're friends. We're talking.
Bro,
Everybody's friends.
There's gonna be a guy who finds Jesus and he writes a book called Confessions of an Economic Banner Man.
All right, well, we've made a new batch of enemies. That's cool.
Yeah, there we go.
So they blow this up, and the other Team 7 members are like, dude, is that going to be a problem that we did that? Like, no, it's fine.
Yeah, they blew up an ancient temple.
They're like, dude, we're white. We work for the government. It's fine.
So, like, I don't know, man. The thing was being used to resurrect a demon. Like, I think we could blow it up.
I mean, they didn't specifically say we could, but I kind of figure it's
they're
fine.
not going to be.
I mean, they didn't say we couldn't.
They're not resurrecting any more bat demons in that place. That's for sure.
If they don't want us resurrecting temples, they should probably say that specifically.
Like, if they don't want us blowing all this stuff up, why would they give us all this C4? That's actually a really good point. Abraham Lincoln.
They gave him grenades and dropped them into a temple, and with no instructions. Just deal with this.
Yep. They you know what? They have a lot of trust in this team to make good decisions.
In fairness, now I'm looking at this, they kind of did a good job.
Yeah. They're a lot like the Predator team from that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah, they're good friends.
Which one?
The one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Twins?
Yeah, right. Twins. Junior.
They became good friends. So anyway, all right, they blow this up, and there's one dude who got left behind, Crandall. He's very upset. He's especially upset with Dane. He says that he's going to be the first to pay. I don't really recall what Dane did to him.
I wonder what his religious background is.
I think because Dane was just the leader.
I guess. I don't know, man.
Is this character going to be super into bat gods the entire run of
Crandall?
his arc? Yeah, because Crandall is that obsessed
Well,
with
his
resurrecting
entire arc
gods?
is this comic.
Yeah, I think he kind of comes and goes in this comic. I don't think he really lived on. I don't think Todd McFarlane was making any toys of Crandall.
I didn't know Crandall was around forever.
Yeah. And then, let's see, we get into the next story. And this is our Gen 13 story. And this is what I was most excited about. And it absolutely disappointed. It's Gen 13 in When All the Freaks Come Out, written by Peter Gutierrez, art by Ryan Otagawa and Sal Regla.
I haven't met a Gutierrez I didn't like.
I think we're thinking of the same Gutierrez. Mm-hmm. He's a good man. Mm-hmm.
Hi,
so
Goody.
yeah. Hi, Goody. What's up, buddy? He's not listening.
No.
Nah.
He's a
got
cool guy.
He's got things to do. No. So this story opens up with some kids in Halloween masks who it says they're sneaking up on some weird ancient. They're sneaking up on some weird headquarters, and they're saying some reclusive weirdos live here, and they're going to freak when they see their Halloween masks, I guess, right? And I think they're making their way up to the house in Southern California where the Gen 13 kids live. And so they go up there, and they're trying to spook whoever lives in the house, but then Lynch and Fairchild end up spooking them by just having old faces from the 70s.
And Fairchild goes from Abraham Lincoln to Wolverine.
No, that is Lynch. That is definitely Lynch.
So wait.
Oh, wait. So Lynch is Wolverine now?
I can assure you it doesn't matter.
Wait, who is the Abraham Lincoln guy? Who is he?
The Abraham Lincoln guy I thought was Lynch, but Shée was very adamant that it was Fairchild.
Okay.
Well, because the guy says Fairchild to give him a heads up about Crandall going to attack.
Right. But there's a lot of confusing word balloon placements, and like the art is very confusing, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was wrong.
Man, you would be great to tie this book up to really help these guys out as Stan Lee.
He could really punch up this dialogue.
Like he could really clean it up, and then you put his name
Really
all over
come
it.
in, claim that he wrote every single character created.
Okay, hold on now. So this gave me some thought about you're telling me about how without overhead images, it was kind of a crazy.
Well, you shouldn't say overhead. Like overhead is their additional expenses. I'm saying they
like
had no editorial oversight.
Yes.
I think you're looking for oversight.
Oversight, yeah.
Oversight. All right.
So like, what if that's what would have happened without Stan Lee?
So look, you think that the 60s Marvel universe would have just turned into this?
Yeah.
Were not for Stan Lee's guy. Look, I've a very complicated relation with Stan Lee. I absolutely believe he was a huckster. I absolutely believe he took a lot of credit they didn't deserve. What he did do, however, is he was a hype man. He was a very effective hype man. And he was very good at making kids feel like they were invested in the comic books, like they were a part of the comic books. And that is valuable. And that was valuable. It wasn't an entire universe's worth of valuable, but it did have a purpose.
But wasn't he the editor, though?
I don't know what his position would have been at that time, honestly, because I don't think he could have been editing and writing. All right. Well,
was Stan Lee editor at Marvel Comics?
I think he was at some point, but not necessarily at
I'm
that
sure
point.
he'll give us the years.
Stan Lee,
Editor-in-chief.
Yeah. Because he always would claim, like, well, Jack Kirby got screwed, but that was because, like, I wasn't in charge. And if I had been in charge, I would have done something differently. And
maybe he would have.
Including starting as editor-chief in 45. So, yeah, he probably was the EIC at the time.
So, I mean, like, maybe he was the reins on, like, the wild ideas because, like, we keep reading these super old books and they're crazy bullshit. And then somewhere around, like, the 60s and 70s, like, the comics became, like, a lot tighter and they were a lot cooler and more interesting.
Again, it had its place. And also, keep in mind, they were writing books using the Marvel method, which was Jack Kirby and Stan Lee would talk through what the book was going to be. Jack Kirby would then go draw it, and then Stan Lee would fit the dialogue in and write the script around what Jack Kirby had drawn.
Pretty good. That's cool.
The fact that it was ever coherent is insane.
Well, they didn't do the Marvel method here.
No.
This wasn't coherent.
No. This is a mess. So why it's important to note these two guys, Lynch and Fairchild from Team 7, and they're 20 years later. Lynch, his son is Burnout, who we're going to see in a second. We'll do a roll call on these guys in Gen 13. And Fairchild, I believe it's Alexander Fairchild, his daughter is Caitlin Fairchild of Gen 13. And when the Gen 13 kids realized they were being used and they ran away, I guess these guys came with them.
Okay.
All right. Makes a little bit of sense there, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So Gen 13, there's 5 people in Gen 13. I guess we should go over these because this is the only thing I kind of know here. Fairchild, who I guess is sort of the leader of the group because she's the tallest. She is a statuesque 6'4".
That is exactly how that works.
She's taller than you, James.
She is a little taller than me, and I don't like it. That's why she wasn't my favorite.
You don't want her to step on your balls?
Well, I didn't say that. I just said I don't like someone being taller than me. I always, every time I see someone taller than me, my immediate thought is, now I got to deal with this.
Yeah.
I don't deal with this shit.
And you do.
And I do. Well, I take care of it. Don't you worry about that.
The guy who's like 2 inches taller than you, like he's thinking like next to you, I bet you think you're pretty tall until you met me, real man.
I flew to, I was in Florida earlier this year, and I hadn't met the people I was working with, the crew I was working with, and I got an email from a guy who was kind of like organizing us and everything. And in his email, he said, yeah, meet us here. Look for the tall guy. And I read that in my email, and I immediately went, you son of a bitch. I know tall people. Don't fucking talk to me about tall people. And I go there, and I'm looking around, and sure enough, there is a 6'10" motherfucker in that place. And I went, okay, you get to be the tall guy. You get to be the tall guy today. God damn it.
And your dick just went, ew.
Yep. I admitted defeat on that one. Because there's a point where
I remember James telling me this, and then when he saw him about how he was uncomfortable with the fact that he was taller than him.
Yep.
Your testosterone dropped a few points.
Yep. If it was if it was like 2-inch difference, then we would just be rivals. But at that point, I just have to roll over and expose my belly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
you
won. You won. You win. So yeah, that's Caitlin Fairchild. She's got hyper thick skin and whatnot. She weighs 300 pounds, even though she's tiny, right?
Okay.
And she's a redhead, and she's kind of like the middle sex symbol, like the main character of the book, and the one that everyone sort of fawns over and everything.
And they won't make her a redhead in the movie.
I think if they make a movie of this and she's not a redhead, I think that would be kind of going against it, because that's really kind of her look.
More often than not, if a character is a redhead, they don't have him be a redhead or her a redhead in the movie.
As I've said, the only redhead they kept was Carnage, the violent psychopath. They could say he could stay a ginger. What do you mean?
Right? Didn't they change it in the? Because they had the silly wig, and then they actually
changed the wig, but he was still a redhead.
Oh, he was.
He?
Okay.
I didn't see the movie.
Yeah,
well, that was definitely, that's always been a big part of Carnage, though, is that he's just this creepy looking ginger guy, and I think that's partially why his color is red, because his hair is red. Like, that's a visual representation of that. So I do think you have to keep Carnage as a ginger. So I don't know, and I think Fairchild should probably stay a ginger. The rest of them I don't really care about. Do whatever you want.
Yep.
So that's her. She's kind of the overt sex symbol of the group.
They always make Jimmy Olsen not a ginger anymore because they want audiences to like him.
Yeah, they really had to lean against. They made him a handsome black man on Supergirl.
Oh yeah, did they really?
They did.
Yeah, he's like a 6'3", shaved head, cool bald dude.
Bro, if you're a short ginger man, just kill yourself. Like, it's never gonna, like, nobody wants you.
You're not gonna win. You're not gonna turn the tide on this.
Nope. You better have some great fucking personality.
Well, speaking of short kings, in this team we also have Grunge, who is 5'3", and he's the shortest member of the team.
He's Wolverine.
He's the Wolverine of the group. He has, I believe, like molecular control. He can sort of change the molecular properties of things. Also notable, I guess, when I was checking on these things, he likes White Zombie and the Foo Fighters.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so you relate to grunge.
Is that why he's called grunge?
I think
two grunge bands that the writer knew about.
It's just
is White Zombie related to Rob Zombie?
Nope.
There's no connection whatsoever.
Don't tell her.
It's the same guy. It's the guy.
Yeah,
it's the guy. Yeah.
I know it is.
And then we have.
You don't.
And then we
I
have.
knew that, and I know
right.
Power Man 5000 is his cousin.
That was his brother.
Yeah, that's his brother.
Yeah,
Oh.
You jabroni?
Oh, fuck.
Now let me tell you about Wayne Static.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, from
He's
Static
a dead
X?
man. Static X.
Oh my god! One time I was seeing Static X live at a concert, and the crowd was so violent. Static X was like, "If you guys don't chill out, we're just done. We're going home."
And they got more violent.
They got more violent. So Static X just put down their shit and left.
And then he died.
No, that came back like 10, 15 minutes later.
Oh, they weren't even good to their word.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, So Fairchild, Caitlin Fairchild is Alex Fairchild's daughter that we saw from Team 7. Grunge is somebody's son, but we don't know that character. Then there's Burnout, the other guy in the group, who is their Fantastic Four Johnny Blaze. Who the fuck am I thinking of? Johnny Storm. It's their knockoff. He can turn into fire and manipulate fire. And
There's a lot of characters that can do that. Maybe they should just stop making comics.
Maybe they should just put all the fire characters together into one book.
Right.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Segregation. So he's stoic.
Get to your own comic, fire guy.
Stupid.
God.
And then there was my favorite. There's Freefall. All right. And she's the punky alt chick. She has like levitation powers and things. And notable, she is a fan of 90s alt rockers Bush.
Oh
She's
my
into
God,
Bush.
really fucking gross.
That is
dude.
notable.
And
that is notable.
She's the one that's dressed up with the tall wig here.
Yeah,
like
she's
the
got
Bride
the
of
tall wig.
Frankenstein wig.
Yeah, she's normally dressed up a lot more sort of like 90s alt girl kind of style.
Bro, like no one's favorite band is Bush.
I mean, certainly my favorite band, but 16 Stone and Razor Blade Suitcase are pretty good.
Fuck this writer. This idiot writer who knows nothing about music. That's
I thought
embarrassing.
this is Peter Gutierrez's work.
Peter Gutierrez is a fucking idiot.
I thought we loved all Gutierrez's.
This guy doesn't know anything about music.
It was 1997.
You know what? You know what? The Gutierrez we're thinking of, his taste in music was fucking atrocious as well.
Okay. Nobody's. There's precisely 4 people who know what the hell we're talking about. We love you, Goody. And then
But not your music, apparently.
we don't.
No,
we don't
oh
like
my
your
God. There was a Christmas party one time where he just like filled the jukebox up with Creed songs.
Okay, wait.
I was about to say, Mike, wait.
Okay, wait. In fairness, he and I did that together.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that
was gonna
you
say,
two?
I know
Fuck
the
you, dude.
story.
He and I did it together,
Fuck
and
yeah.
we did
Yeah.
it several years in a row.
Yeah.
Where we had a Christmas party for one of our one of the clients that we work with, and we would go into this place, a public establishment, and we would cram the jukebox full of butt rock, most notably Creed. And every year it became, because eventually they would realize what we were doing, and like the people who owned the bar would like unplug it, and they'd skip over tracks and everything. So we had to finally like get more strategic and play like one Creed song and then one like Drowning Pool song and then back to a Creed song, and we had to kind of like mix it in there so we could get away with it for a couple hours.
That was the worst.
It was the best. You're right. It was a great time. And then bringing up the rear in the team is Rainmaker, who can control the elements. She's just Storm. That's all she is. She's
Great.
Storm.
Real clever.
Yeah, she's Storm. Her big thing is she is openly bisexual. So much like Freefall, she is also a fan of Bush. Is there there? Live it there.
You've been waiting that whole time for that one?
I wrote it
Fuck,
down.
dude.
I wrote
Bush?
it down.
It wrote it down.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Bush is okay. Do you honestly?
Dude.
I think you're just going for it. I don't think you even recognize. Like, what can you name 3 songs?
It's just weird that like the guy named Grunge and his favorite bands were White Zombie and the Foo Fighters. I guess.
Okay, you
He's
can
called
accept that.
Grunge.
You can accept that, but you can't accept Bush.
His favorite band should be like Pearl Jam or something.
That's my favorite band.
Soundgarden. I'd take Soundgarden. And
Soundgarden
Alice in
is great.
Chains would make more sense.
Soundgarden, else, yeah, for
Because
that.
White
for
Zombie's
him,
kind of like a funky metal band.
yeah, it was like really scuzzy, dirty, funky metal. Whatever happened to they had a lady playing bass, and whatever happened to her?
It's called Rob Betrayed Them All. And,
Did he really?
Yeah.
Ah.
They were like working on the new White Zombie record, and the studios were like, "Hey, Rob, we just want to go with you." And he's like, okay.
Well, I mean,
And then he went and made his solo
Boy,
album.
guys.
was he not 90% of the band? Was it really a democracy?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Who knows what the dichotomy was, but like,
Yeah,
because
the inner
the
workings of
band, the White
Zombie.
Zombie band, they were all like talented and unique musicians in their own right.
Right. I'm going to find out what happened to the bass. I think she was the bassist.
Yeah.
White Zombie bassist. I think she was a lady. I'm going to figure out
Yeah,
Sean. Okay, Sean. What happened to her? Sean Uselt? Is she keeping busy?
I hope so.
Let's see what she's up to lately.
Hopefully, she got out of the fucking music industry and found some peace in her life.
Nope. She toured with the Cramps for a while. In 2010, she released I'm in the Band, a book containing tour diaries and photos of her as detailing her 11 years spent as a member of White Zombie. When they asked her in 2011 why she was not involved in the White Zombie box set, her reply was, "It was a little bit of a fuck you to me and Jay," which was kind of weird since we were 2/3 of the band, but anyways.
Yeah, that's Rob. Rob's a dick.
Yeah. I don't know what She ran a dive bar. She might not be. She may have left the music industry.
Good.
I mean, it says years active 1985 to present, but that could mean active doing any number of things. Who knows? Well, yeah.
Maybe it means active as in like alive.
Yeah, still going. Still.
Oh no, she was
along.
born in '66. Okay.
No. All right. So anyway, that's Gen 13. I think Gen 13 was the closest to kind of breaking through and almost becoming like a popular thing. They almost were something, and then and nobody cared.
There was like a cartoon for like
They
half
had a
a second.
cartoon. I think they had like an animated movie. They had toys. Like it almost broke through.
Oh, thank God, because I don't know what the fuck tag we're gonna make about this stupid comic.
Probably about White Zombie at this point, or Bush.
That band, like White Zombie, though, was amazing. Like that band did rule.
It's a band that I had to be against as a teenager because the only people I knew who liked White Zombie were just scumbags.
Yep, guys
but
like me.
now in retrospect, I can probably enjoy it, and because I'm a little divorced from it,
Yeah, I mean, if you're awful and you like doing awful drugs, White Zombie is the band for you.
Yep, the original meth band, the original meth mouth.
Yeah.
So anyway, in this story, the Gen 13 kids, who are all teenagers, and they're normally in hiding, but they've got some bizarre invitations to a costume party, so they decided to go out there. Although they didn't wear costumes, not really. I don't know what their costumes are supposed to be.
How did the invitation show up to their house?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not clear. It does make a point of saying they're kind of mysterious invites. So
Isn't that like a trap? Because they're on the run, right?
I mean, it's clearly a trap.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how and their parents know about this, by the way.
They should know better at this point.
Yeah,
So
they
who
absolutely
were
should
the
know.
two guys in the beginning of the story, the older guys from Team 7?
Yeah, that's Lynch and Lynch, who is Burnout's father, and Alexander Fairchild, who is Fairchild's.
Okay, so are they married? And they're
The two
raising all
men?
these kids together? Yeah.
No, but that would be a great twist.
it just seemed like that, and I just went with it.
That's a great idea.
I
That's a
thought what
way better
happened
way.
was like when those kids were like grown in a lab and like they were slaves of the government and they broke them out and now they all live together in a van and drive
and
around, solve mysteries.
They're surviving on their love.
That's what I thought was happening in the book.
That's a little bit. I mean, I guess it's pretty close actually. It's just that it's not gay. That's all.
I just assumed that like they were just together and they were like, we gotta save these kids, and now they're just raising them all together.
I mean, I like that.
That's
like
a much
that idea.
better Gen
Yeah, that is a pretty good
13.
idea. So they go into the party and they meet, I guess, one of their fellow students. So I guess they're going to school too. I guess.
Right, but this student likes to carry around a crystal dildo around her neck.
She does have a crystal dildo around her neck. She also has a skirt where it's got the open sides, but the open sides are covered and held together with spider webs, which is pretty hot.
Mesh.
She got that
Mesh
dildo
spiderwebs.
from ChristianLoveToys.com.
ChristianSexToys.com.
ChristianSexToys.com. Never forget.
I thought it was Love Toys.
Well, we should probably check out because considering they are our first sponsor.
Pretty sure it's Christian Love Toys.
SexToys.com. I'm going to try sex toys. Okay, maybe
Oh,
it's
it
love
might
toys.
be love.
Looks
You
like
know
Or maybe
what?
they went out of
I-
business.
You know what? Honestly, I could
you're
see
right.
love. Yep, it is. Because why would they use the sex in there?
Correct.
It is.
Correct, Shée.
It's not sex. It's making love.
So here you can
sense.
buy your Gen 13 crystal dildos
Mm-hmm.
at ChristianLoveToys.com.
Yep, you go to ChristianLoveToys.com, enter promo code DARKSIDE, and get 10% off your next set of Benoit balls.
Yep.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
It
I
might
was
work.
looking around. I was shopping the other day on Sephora, and they're now selling sex toys. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, well, I guess
if you needed another option,
I think the sex toy barrier is breaking, and it's just expected that people, especially women, are going to have sex toys.
I wonder if there's JewishLoveToys.com.
I'm sure. Well, wouldn't
Or
it be interesting?
do they just use the Christian sex toy website?
Well, that'd be blasphemous.
Not really. If it's the same needs.
Let's see if there's a Jewish sex toys. Let's go looking for that. Toy-vey, the rabbi selling kosher vibrators.
Kosher. Right. Things would have to be kosher.
Yeah,
Yes,
you'd have to
they're
make
weird.
sure.
Yes.
Control how it's
okay.
manufactured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rabbi Nathan Alexander carries a box containing kosher sex toys near his home in Elazar, a Jewish
that
settlement in
makes
the West
total
Bank.
sense.
Look at that. This guy looks like he is being run out of town.
I wonder
It
if
does.
we'll have better luck with these guys than the Christian Love Toys. I bet you the kosher sex toy company would be way more chill about us.
I do think that the Jews are a lot more laid back about shit.
I bet they would be pretty well, not everything, but
Well, where it counts. I don't know. It feels like I've done some stuff for like Yom Kippur celebrations, and they just seem like they're having a way better time than the Christians, who are just constantly just like self-flagellating, and it's fire and brimstone all the time. And then the Jews are just like singing, and they've got puppets and shit. And it's like, yeah, I would sign up for this, sure.
I work a lot of bar mitzvahs, and all the bar mitzvahs for the boys are always about how good they are at basketball.
Oh yeah, they still like the b-ball.
Isn't that weird? Like
But I mean, let's be honest.
They're like
terrible.
13. They're like 4 feet tall, and they're always going to be 4 feet tall.
You're never gonna grow.
Most people are short.
Most people are short, and that's the way I like it. That's the main advantage I have in life.
I stayed short just because of you, James.
Oh, just to give me a little bit of a leg up?
Yeah,
Just
it's
give me a
like,
little something to hang my hat on?
Yeah, I have enough great things about me. James can have his one
Yeah,
thing.
I get the one thing. But it was the most important thing.
Yes, turns out it's the best thing.
It turned out to be
the
all
only one that mattered.
You can coast on this for decades. So they go to this party.
They're gonna let you leave the nursing home and wander about. Look how tall he is. He'll be fine.
That's my ace in the hole in getting to heaven. I'm going to go up to there, and they're going to be like, you weren't baptized. But yeah, but did you see how tall I am?
Yeah, right? You could just...
Shit.
But you go, I got so tall because I was trying to have God see me.
Trying to get to heaven.
I was trying to get to heaven, and I thought if I got tall that God could see me.
All you got to do is reach.
Yes, they're going to pull down a cloud.
Yeah, pull down that cloud, bro. And as you do, it screams and like flesh tears from the sky and blood sprays down.
I'm gonna yank down that book. I'm gonna write my name in it.
Yeah, give me that book.
Give me your book, John or Jim or whatever the fuck your name was.
Write my name in it.
Who's keeping an eye on the book again? It's John. Isn't it St. John?
Peter or
Peter.
Paul?
It's Peter.
Or maybe Mary.
Oh shit!
If I had a hammer, I'd a hammer in the morning.
Yeah, it's a Pete Seeger revival. No, we don't. They don't have that kind of communist talk in heaven. Not in my heaven.
Not in my heaven.
Not in my heaven. That commie scum went straight to Hades. I tell you what.
He never really talked shit about the communists. Hank Hill.
No, because Hank Hill he's a pretty fair guy.
Yep.
I
like the ideas of socialism, I tell you what.
I gotta say, because I remember Mike Judge trying to reconcile like how he was going to deal with George W. Bush on King of the Hill, because he's like, obviously Hank Hill's a more conservative guy, but there's no way in hell I can have him vote for George W. Bush. And the solution he came up with was that Hank Hill doesn't like George W. Bush, but only because he has a weak handshake.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's perfect. Classic.
Yeah, I
love
see
that
him. I can
episode.
see him having one too.
Oh, of course he has a weak handshake. He's never
feel
to lift
that
a
way.
thing in his life.
That's another toxic male thing about me. If someone has a weak handshake, I do judge them for it.
Yeah, you come in hard with that first handshake to show your dominance.
Yeah,
I am
not
a
trying to
very
squeeze.
strong. Yeah, I am a very strong handshaker.
It's just to test their vitality in case shit goes down.
Yeah, I got to know who I can count on.
Right. Who's
Yeah.
another strong person?
Who's going to be able to kick over this table and protect us?
That's right.
Not
Help
you,
me kick
George
over this
W.
table. You strong handshake man.
Not you, Bush.
Quick, give me your crystal dildo that you got from ChristianLoveToy.com.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's Jacqueline, and she's got her crystal dildo that she keeps around her neck, and she's looking great. And she insists that Burnout and Fairchild, who again are children of the original Team 7 members, she insists that they come to this VIP thing, right?
That's not even his team name. That is the insult they say to him. You fucking burnout.
And well, it's weird because Burnout, you notice his little soul
Goatee
patch.
is red?
It's not a
It looks like
goatee.
he's
I
been
don't
going
think it's
down
a goatee.
on a chick when she's on
Yeah,
her period.
he's got his
I've
red
had
wings.
that. I've
Yeah,
had
got
that.
his
You turn the light on.
Yeah.
You know. You gotta get out the OxyClean.
I'm not cleaning up her bed.
No, sometimes it's in my bed, bro. Sometimes I gotta clean that
Well,
shit.
I'm getting a new mattress, I guess.
The
It's
worst
time
is
to go
when they don't
shopping.
even feel like I'm saying don't be embarrassed, but sometimes they just like, yeah, that happens, and then they leave. It's like, what the fuck? At least like be a little embarrassed. At least like apologize.
Wow, you just slut shamed. Your
Well,
body
no,
shamed. I don't know what you did.
I just didn't, he didn't slut shame by any means.
Well, it was the
Body
third time that
shamed.
night for this fictional lady. Like, you don't know what else she was doing that night.
Yeah, what was it like for the first time for you, James, when that happened? Where you turn the lights on and you look like a murder victim?
You know what? I think it's only happened once, and we just stopped. I think I just looked down and said, "You're bleeding," and it wasn't afterwards. Like we didn't really get very far into this. I was like 22. We didn't really get very far into things. And the lights were mercifully on because otherwise I just would have been completely confused as to what the fuck was happening. And I just kind of put a stop to things. And we planned to continue later, and we never did.
It's happened to me so often that I recognize the taste of it. So and then,
Wow, that copper taste?
Then I just make a decision at that point where it's like,
Wow.
it's like, well, I've cleaned it up before. I can
Like
just
you
keep
had
going.
a dirty penny in your mouth. P.S. to that story, I was really bummed that I never got another chance with the girl. And then later on, I saw like her live journal or whatever, and she ended up having HPV.
Oh gosh.
So it kind of worked out okay for old James.
Well, everybody had HPV.
Well, the HPV, that's actually something you need to do something about. Like not just the general meat and potatoes, mom and pop, we all have it, but the actual like this is an issue and it's showing symptoms.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, but my point is his little soul patch or goatee or whatever it is red, but normally it's the same color as his hair. So I guess this is his Halloween costume. He's dyed that red for some reason.
Guys,
Or-
I know I'm sorry to keep ignoring this comic some more, but I'm staring at a picture on James's shelf of a clown whose entire mouth is just watercolor red. It just looks like this poor
Because James
clown has
is a
gone to
serial
town.
killer? Why do you have that?
I think Shée actually got it for me.
I did.
Yeah, it's just a piece of art with a sad clown on it.
Well, it has a lyric on it as well.
Yeah, it has a Bright Eyes lyric on it.
Okay.
You don't even know what that is, Mike. No, don't tell me. Like you
All
stopped
of
at
that, all
Motorhead.
of that, everything you just described just sounded like a bunch of hipster up your own ass bullshit.
Yeah, what? I gotta be in a box. I've said this before. We all have to be in one box or another. So just accept your box. I don't want to be in Mike's box. God no.
Yeah, you have to mow more lawns in your youth.
Yeah, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that at all. I'll take the hipster scumbag if that's what people are thrusting upon me. It's not my preference, but it's better than
It's
it's better than the
scumbag.
alternative.
Scumbags are interesting.
Scumbags are not interesting. I've been around my share of scumbags.
That's why
and they're-
girls date scumbags, because they cause a lot of drama. They're exciting.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in the mindless drama of white zombie fans.
Yeah, guys like me.
I just don't want to live in that world anymore. God damn.
I try not to, but I realize like I'm the. What is it?
No.
What does Walter White say? I am the danger.
I'm the one who knocks. Yeah. No, I'm trying to get a mortgage out here. Like I don't have time for this shit.
So God, it's not going to be the right year for that for another 5.
No.
Yo, Shea, this is it. Like, there's not gonna be like the salad days are over. No one's getting shit.
You've been saying this for so long, Mike.
Yeah, but come on.
Your entire like life plan is just hoping and praying that everything collapses. Like if it doesn't collapse, you're screwed.
No,
I just mean that we're going into an inevitable recession, and so we have to wait for the rates to fall and everything.
I'm going with the
again.
water's poison, and we're all gonna die.
Of course, the water's poison. But we're
where
going
I'm
to
at.
develop natural antibodies and immunities.
No,
Don't drink the water.
no,
You
no,
can't
dude.
drink the water. Speaking of drinking, the Gen 13 kids, they go to drink some fruit punch, but it's actually blood. Mm-hmm. All right?
And they go, I recognize this taste, and he elbows the girl next to him.
Were you squatting over the punch bowl, huh?
We're having a good time.
Yeah. Shaming women for their bodies.
Look, it's just a joke. Can't you take a joke after she freaks out?
My favorite boomer defense. It was just a joke. You can't be offended.
I've most definitely said that.
You use
But
it a
this
lot.
still means that period faced drank blood and liked it, right? Because he
Yep.
said he's been enjoying it too much.
Yeah, he drank
Yeah.
the blood and he liked it.
He was getting super into it. Yeah.
He hopes his boyfriend don't mind it.
So meanwhile, while this is going on, Grunge and I guess Roxy, who is Freefall, Grunge and Freefall are trying to dance, but their faces are weird.
Yeah, Grunge got to the DJ table and had them put on Dragula, and so everyone's like freaking out on the dance floor.
Yeah, which is especially crazy because I don't think Dragula was out yet. This is 1997.
No, that was
It's like
that was
2000,
solo shit.
2000 maybe. Yeah. I think it was out in high school. I think I had heard
This
in high
is
school.
yeah. No. That was like I don't know, 99.
Oh, see what Dragula. What year was Dragula released? 1998.
Yeah,
Real
all
close. But yeah, still prescient. So anyway, they're dancing. They're like, those other two members of our team, they've been kind of abducted for a while. Maybe we should check out what's going on over there, right?
They're like, no way. Too busy rocking hard to this white zombie.
Well, they're listening to Bush, of course. This is what they're into.
They're like, hold on, I can't leave yet. Glycerine is playing.
Oh, you thought of a song. I am convinced that in the last 20 minutes you did search up a Google song or a Bush song. You Googled a Bush song. But it is a good one. Yeah.
Dude, they played that on the radio like 100 million times growing up.
They played a lot of
They
songs
did.
that you didn't clock though. There's a lot of things that if you just didn't like it, it just didn't stay in your brain.
I can't think of another Bush song right now.
Oh,
growing up,
boy.
if it wasn't on the radio, I wasn't able to hear it.
Machine Head. Let's see. There were a few other hits. There was a song on Razorblade Suitcase that was pretty cool. All the big ones, all the good ones. So anyway, so they realize, all right, they gotta break in. They gotta see what's going on with their friends because clearly something's wrong, right? Mm-hmm. And so they throw a fake hand in the blood punch to get people to go away from it, so that Grunge can stick his hand in there and manipulate it.
Yeah, Grunge like wipes his ass and sticks his hand in the punch bowl, and then he leaves the party.
Very, very based Grunge. I'm starting to like this guy.
Yeah, dude, if Grunge all he did was just like fuck up parties by being gross, I would like Grunge a lot.
I think that is kind of his thing. Is he's just kind of like the goober of the group who just
He's
does
like
dumb shit.
he's driving away, and you just hear "There Goes My Hero" by the Foo Fighters like, playing in the distance.
So stupid. Yeah, he's gonna do this. He's absorbing the blood so that he can manipulate the molecules and make like a blood god monster, right?
Because he figures that's what they're praising.
Yeah, they're gonna sacrifice the members of Gen 13 to their god, their bat god.
So that's the bat god from the last story.
Yes.
Exactly.
And they mentioned something about the fathers and like them paying the price for it and everything. And so now that James has filled us in that those were in fact their fathers.
Yeah,
those
exactly.
two gay guys raising those kids.
Well,
My two dads?
Yeah, the two dads.
The original two dads, yeah. And so the remaining kids, they work together. They levitate some things, and they cause a little fog and everything, so they can convincingly portray Grunge as this blood monster demon god. But then the real bat god comes alive, and everybody has to decide who the real god is here, right?
Mm-hmm. Just like in real life.
Yes, and the answer is neither of them. Well, the answer is you shouldn't have paid attention to either of these.
The answer is always Jesus.
You should have learned about the Dulang. So then Jacqueline, for some reason, decides she's going to test her faith by just killing herself. And I guess assuming that whichever god is real will save her. And it doesn't really work.
I thought it was just that because he says, good, if you sacrifice yourself, I'll get stronger. So I thought she was just...
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. But
I thought it was because teenage girls were super dramatic.
Yeah, yes.
That too.
I'm totally going to kill myself.
Fine, do it. See if anybody cares.
So,
do it, you stupid bitch.
They ended up saving her, though. They keep her from dying, the Gen 13 kids, because they are heroes.
What was the name of that book we were doing? Like we were just laughing so hard because it was this was a long time ago, and it was like there was like a crazy. Like this guy electrocutes the house, and like he was trying to, they're trying to recruit this kid, but ended up killing his mom.
That was in the All New Exiles, written by Steve Gerber from the Malibu Comics line, and that's a very old episode. That's a pre-Shée episode, so good luck finding it. But yeah, that was an interesting miniseries that was portrayed as if it was just another 90s group of X-Men knockoffs. But the whole thing was all the characters basically were going to die at the end of the fourth issue. And you find out it was just a miniseries. It was never intended to go on because this is a stupid thing. You have a bunch of kids fighting criminals. It's not going to work.
Yep. And this has Major Exiles vibes.
Yeah, a little bit, except it's way dumber. And it's not written by Steve Gerber.
He's Gerber baby.
Yep, he's the original Gerber baby created Howard the Duck.
I assume I make that joke every time his name is said.
You do. I'm going to put a supercut together eventually.
Consistency is key.
I do appreciate that.
I don't mean to. I just forget.
Yeah, of course. Why would you remember the names of comic book creators on a comic book podcast?
Nah.
And so they end up defeating this god somehow. And they leave and everything's fine. And I guess there's really no consequences related to this at all.
Yep, just like when you do anything in your life.
Yeah, especially when you're a teenager. Who cares? And then the parents see the invitation that says something about, the sins of the father and all that kind of stuff. And they realize, oh, shit, we should...
They're like, oh, my God, it's Jesus. He's talking about our sin of homosexuality.
All right. I don't know about that.
What really happened here?
So they put two and two together, but then they never follow up on it.
Nope,
Like,
they just go to bed.
I sure hope you guys killed that bat guy because we didn't.
Yep.
We're not going back to it.
They're like, you know what the best part of our relationship is? He goes, what's that? I don't got to worry about turning the lights off and getting blood all over my face and sheets.
That's why they went gay. It's why I'm considering going gay.
He's like, yep, that's the best thing.
It's the best thing. And then they Eskimo kiss.
Now lay out this towel in case we get some shit on your dick.
Then we get to our final story in this trilogy of terror. This is Wetworks in a book called Berserker, written by Tom, Snigowski, art by Chris Warner and Trevor Scott. Yeah, sure, that'll do.
Yep.
This story felt a little disconnected from the other ones, but it's connected well enough. And we see these this ancient Nordic dude, right? And this is way in the past.
It seems like they're cave people.
Yeah,
And then it looks like they're Vikings.
he is a Viking, yes. Yeah, it looks like cave people. Well, I think the cave people are attacking the Vikings.
See.
It doesn't really matter. The point is, there are these Viking type guys, and they were all slaughtered except for this one dude who's the most alpha of all. And when he died, his soul still wanted revenge.
Mm-hmm. And he has the most Twitter profile picture
Yes.
than the rest of the characters.
The most Twitter-friendly profile face.
Yeah, look at that.
And so then we flash ahead to current days, and we see that Crandall has taken up with a local tribe of vampires.
Because I guess vampires are real. And
Vampires are the main enemy of Wetworks, which is
Really?
basically the new Team 7. Yes.
okay.
And it turns out that the person that put Wetworks together is the head of an organization of werewolves.
Okay, this comic sounds stupid.
A little bit.
Wetworks is vampires versus... it's the original Twilight.
You know what this needs? The editorial control of Stan Lee.
Yes, Stan Lee needed to crack the whip
Listen.
on this thing.
I was confused enough by this opening that I thought the name of this comic was Berserker.
It's a little tough. It's a little tough the way they...
suck my cock, berserker? Huh? Clerks? Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah. Clerks
Would you
3
like to
coming
make
out.
some fuck?
Would you
Is that the
like
next
to
one?
make some fu- It was something like that. That guy was crazy.
Yeah. It's a cinematic masterpiece.
They just released Clerks 3, and I'll never see it.
Is it out?
Yeah.
I know it was
Yeah.
coming out. It looked really bad from
Well,
the
so
trailer.
does the other Kevin Smith movies.
Kevin Smith, not exactly on a hot streak for the last 20 years.
What was the name of the movie about the cult he made? It was like Red something. Red State?
Red State, yeah, I didn't
That
see
movie's
that either.
fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, he
I
seems
don't
like a nice
remember that
guy.
It's really good. I recommend it.
I hate to shit on him because he seems like a nice guy and he likes
yeah.
comic books, you know,
Yeah.
and he's a big comic book guy, so whatever. It's just
And
you're not
the-
a very good writer or director. That's all.
The Clerks animated series was also really funny.
The Clerks
It
animated
was.
series ran for 6 magnificent episodes, and it was very good. The second episode was a clip show of the first episode, but they aired it out of order, and I think that was the first episode they aired was the second episode, which was a clip show of the first episode. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How is this gonna... There's never gonna be a chance.
Alec Baldwin's the villain, and he very
Yep.
clearly doesn't understand what's happening.
No,
Yep.
it's very
they
good.
liberally use the hard F throughout the show.
They do, yeah. Very good, very
Well,
good show.
they don't. No. There's only one episode where they use the F.
Do they? Well,
Maybe,
it made
maybe my memory's just putting it in everything because I think it's
such
funny.
strong input that it sent
No,
shockwaves throughout the rest
okay.
of the series.
Here's why I know this, though.
All right.
It's because time travel back with me when I was a teenager, and my youngest...
Did you have big 80s perm hair?
when my youngest brother
Sweet.
was a little shadow, he would fall asleep with me and spend the night, in my room with me. And I have to fall asleep with something on the TV. I have to.
Yes, you do.
It's just,
It's weird.
I have to. And I go through like stints of what works. And at the time, Clerks, the cartoon, would work. And so I would just put on the DVD, and I'd let it play its 3 episodes or however
There were
many were
6.
on one DVD on the first.
Oh,
Because
okay,
I think
all
there
right.
were 2 DVDs. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
know there
so.
were 6 episodes. Anyway, point being, the episode where they have the clip show where they go to England, and somebody comes in and asks for a pack of hard Fs. Right?
Okay.
And Charles,
Boy, I'm
picks up
losing
from
faith in
this.
this story, but okay, all right.
because the guy goes, pack of that word, and then Randall responds, you're an F. And
Okay.
my 4-year-old brother proceeds to go around calling people an F after that.
It was the greatest Halloween ever.
That sounds like when I was a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell that story without saying the word. It kind of kills the flow of it.
Yeah,
Why
it does.
You should have just said it.
Yeah. Go ahead, go for it.
Yeah, say it, Shea.
Nope.
I promise I'll
Nope.
bleep it.
Yeah, across Zoom high five, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get her.
Mail it to her boss.
Yeah, that's right.
Nah.
That's great.
No. I'm a
That's
nice
great.
guy.
No, we'll use it because then, and once Shea says it, you and I can use it. You can say it as much as we want.
You just got to break that barrier. You got to break the F barrier, Shay.
Right? The most innocent one has to
Yeah,
do it
that's
first.
it.
Yes. Yeah.
You guys, you straight guys are right.
on,
I should probably cave to the
Come
pressure.
on, Shea. One
should.
ring to rule them all.
You should. All right. So anyway, in this story, Crandall has teamed up with these vampire tribes. Crandall. And I guess the leader of Wetworks has like a vampire killing virus, and they wanted to get rid of this. So Crandall teamed up with the vampires to annihilate this virus, but they also sent out a phony distress signal to get Wetworks to show up so they could kill Wetworks as well.
Yeah, too bad for them. Vaccines aren't real.
Too bad for them. Vaccines are not real. They will not help you, and Bill Gates will track you that way.
Maybe you should
Now-
just have a stronger immune system.
Yeah, maybe you should trust your body. Now, it's also worth noting.
I listen and trust my own body. I just want to get my hair did.
Now, it's worth noting that the leader of Wetworks is Dane from the original Team 7 20 years ago.
Oh, hey now.
Thank you.
He never
Also
moved
was
on.
missing.
Dude never moved on. He's just a guy that keeps hanging out at his old high school.
No, he's just, longevity. He's the Undertaker.
Yes. He kind of looks like the
Okay.
Undertaker. Yes.
So, we have 6 people in this
and
vehicle.
none of them matter but Dane. But yes.
That's fine. One person appears to have gold skin. One person appears
Right.
to have blue skin.
Right. That's
But
Grail
then later,
has blue skin.
everyone has gold skin.
Well, they have a symbiote, and they were exposed. They were kind of backstabbed, I believe, as well on a mission where they were exposed to some golden symbiotes like Venom, and they merge with. So they all have the symbiotes that give them special powers and dexterity and things. But I guess they can kind of control when it's on or off.
So is the blue guy, what's his deal?
His name is Grail. That's all I know about him.
I thought at first he was like 90s, like blue Superman.
I thought it was Lobo at first.
Or Lobo.
Little Lobo.
Or
Little Lobo.
Dr. Manhattan or Captain Atom.
No, he's more of a Nobo.
How does he talk or breathe? He's got like a
He's got like a
Get
Bane
mask
mask.
on.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about Grail.
It looks like a pair of like tight leather panties he just put over his face.
Yeah, he likes to smell. He gets that sniffing. That's where he gets his
That's right.
powers.
Yeah, it tastes like copper.
I saw I think a Reddit post or something like that of a dude. He was confessing that like he wants to smell his coworker so badly that whenever she gets up and leaves, he goes into her office and he smells her chair.
Oh, okay. Is that a crime? I'm not sure.
I would say yes. I'd say it's maybe not sexual. Well, it is sexual assault, but
Is it?
No,
no.
it's not assault. It's harassment.
Sexual
I mean,
harassment.
does she know that he's doing it? Because if he's not harassing her,
I mean, is it?
he's just breathing air.
That's like saying it's okay to put cameras in somebody's house as long as they don't see them.
Well,
Well, it might be.
that's like.
Is
that's
that
like,
technically a
that's like
crime?
permanent, though. Like a smell isn't permanent.
Yeah,
You're not making
it's
copies of that
gross.
smell. You're not distributing the smell. She is.
Yeah, I think one of us is going to have to get in some legal trouble so we can find out how this pans out.
All right,
I don't know.
I'll let you know.
You've got a couple things pending, a couple irons in the fire.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so
a lot
they're
of copper
gonna.
in my mouth.
So it's like you were licking the floor at a bank. So the Wetworks team is going in to look into this thing and see what's going on, and they're kind of clueless. Which just seems to be a running theme. Is these teams are always clueless about what's going on.
Yeah, me too. But they're going to use a ton of jet fuel anyway.
Yes. And so they go and they see, oh man, we're detecting signs of life there, and it's Crandall and the vampires and everything.
And I guess he calmed down in his old age because Dane didn't scream blow him up.
Yeah, right. He's flying around doing like a search pattern, looking for a national monument to blow up.
Yes. We drop it. There's nothing to drop a grenade in here.
I found an orphanage. Is this where it's supposed to go?
I love how there's like a very terrifying looking like muscle bound vampire, and we never see him again.
Yeah, we don't want to know about that guy.
Look at that guy. He's in the left, right in the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude.
No, he looks great.
That dude's menacing. How is he not like
strong
the
teeth?
main bad guy?
Well, because he's got one of those Geordie LaForge visors on. So
he looks like
the Batman who laughs.
Yeah, he does.
No, he looks like he does, but he looks like the gang leader from The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, the mutant leader. Yeah,
that guy's awesome.
That guy's pretty cool. He's probably got some good beliefs I'd like to hear about.
All right, I bet his gym habits are really good.
So Crandall uses his secret, ancient, mystical powers to bring down the Wetworks plane, and they all crash.
What?
Yeah, he does. He can he has death powers, or maybe it's the vampire guy. I don't know. One of the bad guys.
He's like a necromancer, and he summons ghosts, and the ghosts sabotage the plane.
Look at this panel here.
Okay.
These are
I mean,
like
that's
space
pretty much,
ghosts.
yeah.
Knocking. Yeah, these are like space ghosts
he's summoning them from hell.
fucking up a
Yeah.
plane. Yeah. That's what's
right.
going on. So they
Okay.
crash, and so the Wetworks team gets out and they activate their symbiotes, which I guess maybe Grail doesn't have a symbiote because he's got blue skin. I don't know.
All right.
But the other
And
ones
he also
have
doesn't
symbiotes.
have pants. But he's got thigh-high boots on and like a Speedo. And he's got like leather panties over his face. This is a super kinky character.
His feet get cold.
He looks like the saxophone player from Lost Boys, except blue.
All right, let's find out a little bit about Grail.
Fucking. Oh God.
He's in,
Pretty sure it's not his last name. Tommy Chong? Tommy
No,
Lee?
the sexy saxophone guy from Lost Boys.
Oh, I don't remember his last
He was
name.
Tina Turner's saxophone player as well.
Yes, he was.
Let's see. What do we?
Tim Capello.
Yeah, Tim Capella. That's
Glad
right.
I know that. Let's see. His symbiote. Oh, so he's also got a symbiote, but his is blue, I guess.
Okay.
He's made of solid energy, and he can project force fields and such.
Okay.
So he can't touch anybody
Why is he so ripped?
because he just imagined it. He willed it into place.
Dude, he's insanely ripped.
Yes. I mean, look, if you're made of energy, I'm going to shape that in whatever shape I feel like.
That's like ridiculous. I can't even look at him.
Give myself a 15-inch dong.
Like, how could you attain that much mass and stay that lean?
It's not mass. He's just like a bubble of electromagnetic energy, basically.
Dude, I want some of that electromagnetic energy in my butt.
Yeah, right in the butt. Well, maybe we can find you something on one of these websites.
Yeah, right? Make sure it's kosher.
Yeah. So anyway, so then Crandall shows up.
The Crandall looks like Joe Biden.
God, he
A
really
little bit
does,
in these
actually.
pictures, yeah.
Speaking
he
of
does.
smelling chairs.
Oh, that's really gross. Oh, wait, that's not what I meant to do. I didn't mean sexy boy. What was I going to do? I don't know, man. I don't have let's see what I have on here. I know I've got something appropriate. Maybe this.
and close your legs like a scissor.
No, that's not it. No, I guess I don't have Michael Jordan telling you to stop and get some help anymore.
We
gotta-
need all new ones anyway.
Yeah, no,
That
not
should
all
be
new ones. There's
that
some
should be a
classics.
project.
I mean, I'm constantly, slowly updating it, but I'm not going to lose things like this.
Like they're horses or sheep?
Or sheep? No, that one's too new.
There's a lot of, it's been a year.
Yeah, a year's good to keep it.
I mean, I'm not going to get rid of this.
Bosey, bosey, bop.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know.
Kinds
I
of
don't
things.
care about that one anymore.
You don't care about the. It's not a very David Lee thing for you to say.
I mean, it's kind of haunting. It's like as if David Lee Roth is dead and he's haunting your house.
Yeah, I want to have that for when he does die.
You know?
That's the ghost of David Lee Roth.
Right? He's haunting your recording studio.
So we're calling Crandall Joe Biden. It's just done.
Yeah,
So
look at
Joe
him.
Biden.
He looks
Yeah. He also does. There's this thing in this panel, and I don't understand it. Why otherwise competent artists will do this is they'll have the center of a person's face in shadow. Like it's got two hard light sources on the left and right, and that's not physically possible. I
Oh,
don't think.
because his arms are glowing. So yeah, he does have two light sources on the side of his face.
Okay, fair, but wouldn't that mean that his head would have to be concave?
It also would be like his whole head would be lit up though.
Yeah, it's confusing.
It's
I don't
just
know.
not drawn well.
Check the YouTube. We'll put it on the YouTube and make sure you're a subscriber, or we'll know.
Yeah, they're not gonna do it because I don't do it either.
But you can't just have a podcast for free. You got to give something.
Yeah.
You got to give until it hurts.
Yeah.
So anyway,
no, it's not even hurt. It's just clicking the stupid button.
yeah. Nowadays, that's all today's weak generation can handle.
Oh my goodness! You know, there's like I read something on Twitter. I don't know if it's real, but it's like I guess
Say it anyway.
thumbs up. The thumbs up
Yeah.
emoji should be canceled because
So-
of microaggressions.
Yeah, that was basically just a Reddit thread that somebody said, well, this can be a trend. And they took like a Reddit thread of like probably two angry people and turned it into like a trending headline and got everybody all whipped up into a frenzy.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I started
that's-
thumbs upping everything after that.
Yep. Well, it's that, again, nobody actually cares. It's a couple of people on Reddit that cared.
I
which is-
cared because at the moment I thought I was being
you thought
toxic.
you
and I was
thought
having
you were
fun.
hurting people. No, this is how they get you. They make up this bullshit, or they find one or two people that have a problem with something, and they make it seem like it's a trend, and they create culture wars out of fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back to this great
That is
comic.
pretty fun though. Only reason I don't do it is because I haven't figured out. I'm not ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you're not good enough at it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would.
Yeah. Stir up that conservative anger and the liberal anger. Yeah.
Just all that anger, just stir
Point
it
'em
up.
Yeah, just point them at each other and just
Yeah.
sit back and
Shaky.
and do that gif of the guy putting out the seat and eating popcorn just to
Yeah.
watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so a fight ensues as it naturally would, and Dane gets stuck inside an ice cave or some shit, right?
So do the vampires have like really long red eyebrows?
Sure. Yeah.
You
Sure.
see that? It like wraps around, like they're tucking it behind their ears.
Oh, I don't think that's eyebrow. Yeah, it's something unique. Yeah, they have some sort of weird flange that comes off the side of their head.
Is this
Yeah.
supposed to be the future or the present?
This is 1997. This is in real time, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why Crandall wasn't at the blood party.
Yeah, he was doing this. It's like,
All
I'd
right.
really like to go to the blood party, but I gotta do this other shit.
I gotta summon these ghosts. They're the
Shit
ghosts
to
of
do.
plane mechanics. They know how to dismantle jets.
So, Crandall goes into this cave to get his revenge on Dane, right? And Crandall uses his necromancy powers to animate, I guess, what he thinks are going to be spirits that are going to do his bidding. But instead, he accidentally animates our Viking warrior from the beginning of the story.
Yep.
And the Viking warrior sees Dane's golden symbiote and fuses with it.
Yep. And Crandall goes from Joe Biden to Willem Dafoe.
He does. He does. He's running the gamut here. Not the most consistent artwork.
Nope. I'll tell you what's consistent is Blue Guy's fucking physique. Look at this motherfucker.
He doesn't give a shit.
He's
No, he
like
looks
Ronnie
great.
Everyone
Coleman.
is just muscles. None of these people have bones. They
they're
are
muscle
just
bones.
muscles.
Do y'all know who Ronnie Coleman is?
No.
Look him up.
I know who Dabney Coleman is.
No,
Any
look up-
relation?
No, look up Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie. I think it's Rodney, or maybe it is Ronnie.
Oh God.
Yeah, look
No,
at this dude.
no.
Look at this dude. It's unfucking real.
So this is a bodybuilder who looks like he basically skinned Terry Crews, wore him as a jacket, and then it got wet, and so it stuck to him and clung really
Dude.
hard.
But he's like, there's videos of him lifting weights, and he's like, yep.
Look at his glutes. Look at his butt.
Dude, he's insane looking.
He has the anti Hank Hill butt. He has too much butt.
Dude, look at that. Dude.
Ugh.
That's Ronnie Coleman, bro. He bodybuilded so hard he shattered his spine. They put it back together with a cage, and yet he still lifts weights.
All for a sport that doesn't exist.
Yeah, that no one asked for.
Yeah, nothing. There's no reason to be that way.
Right. It's like, who can take the most drugs?
It's just okay. So anyway, we go back to this Wetworks story, and I guess I don't know if they can all do this or what, but one of them pulls a gun out of his symbiote, like out of his stomach.
Yeah, he does.
And the other one's offended by this. He's not used to it, so I guess he can't do it.
Yeah, but we know that like machine guns kill vampires.
Yeah,
And
sure.
so do like rave glow sticks.
Yeah, that's what Grail is rocking.
Right, where does he... So did someone make him those tubes?
I would guess he's just focusing his energy into tubes.
So they're his tubes.
Listen,
I think so.
you remember the song Sandstorm? It's just in his head 24/7.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know that either.
Are you thinking of Sandinista?
Unless it's a
No.
white zombie song, I don't know it.
I can't sing a fucking dance song from the 90s.
I think you should.
Yeah, maybe you should. Is it really
Can,
embarrassing?
should.
You probably should.
Can, should, must, and will.
Well, this died because I thought everybody fucking knew the song Sandstorm.
No.
You really
Play it.
you hinge that on my knowing 90s dance music.
Yeah, right? All
Well,
I knew...
because Sandstorm was like the song.
Yeah, but unless it's made by Bush, I don't know it.
Okay, we're gonna cue this up. I can't imagine I'll regret this. We're gonna skim right ahead.
Yeah, skim ahead. Oh, I vaguely know this.
Yeah.
I don't know that this is a song.
It's
This
not.
is a ringtone looped around for 4 minutes.
Pretty much, yeah. But at the time,
Well,
it
if
was
you'd
a
actually
famous...
let it play more than 1.5
no,
seconds,
no.
James,
Shée,
you might actually
no,
get
You're
a
the one who
whole
always
piece
tells me
of
to
it.
move along and
No.
hurry things up, and
No, this is a very...
I think this is it.
Yeah, that's it. You got the gist of it.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Great. Well, we padded that episode out pretty well.
Yep.
So,
It's the book's still not over.
Yeah, it's
well, we're getting there. It's pretty much over. It's all over. But the crying here. So
Crandall lost an arm.
Crandall is distressed because now the Viking spirit has merged with the symbiote, which is also merged with Dane and turned into some sort of golden mega god.
Yeah,
right?
he turned into an
Mega
Amon
Viking.
He turned into an Amon Amarth album cover.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Yes, fair enough.
I figure we're throwing out stuff that the other guys don't know. So
Yeah, sure.
Like, throw out some
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amon Amarth.
Yeah. He turns into Super Shredder, basically.
Yeah, he
We
turns
can all
into
agree with
Kevin
that.
Nash.
And so now he's just going ham on everybody. He's killing vampires. He's killing anyone who gets in his way because he wants to rest finally.
Man, that's who should have played Cable was Kevin Nash. Why
He
the
actually-
fuck? Why the fuck is Josh Brolin Cable?
That's a pretty good fit. I deal with that.
He's supposed to be like 8 feet tall. Like,
Well, the only
with
time
ca-
I've seen Kevin Nash act is on an episode of Detroiters, and he acted very differently. He was a very kind, nice, composed man. So
He
I
was
don't
in
know.
one of the Punisher movies, but he didn't have any lines.
Oh yeah.
But he was stabbed for real. I guess like the actor who played the Punisher legit stabbed him.
I'm betting whoever made that movie had a few lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I had a few when I watched it.
So anyway, so this guy's killing everybody, and Crandall's like, dude, why are you gonna kill me? I didn't do anything. He's like, well, you smell like evil,
Yep.
right? And menstrual blood.
You
I
smell
don't
like you
care
taste
for it.
like copper. And I love the taste of copper.
So he cuts off Crandall's head, and that kind of ends that, right?
Yep. And he goes, the children can go hair sniffed free from now on.
So then he sees this mega Viking. He sees all of these souls of his dead friends who are like, dude, come to Valhalla. It's fucking sweet.
And he's like, okay.
And he's
He
like,
leaves the
yeah.
body of Dane.
And he says, do I have to get baptized or anything to get in there? They go, fuck, no, you don't.
You mean that magic water that guy Mike carries around? Nah, don't worry
You
about
don't need that. You don't need that shit. No,
That guy's
Valhalla,
a-
you come right in.
That guy's a hard F.
And so he leaves Dane's body, and the rest of Wetworks is like, hey, dude, are you all right? That looked pretty fucking metal. You okay?
He goes, you guys realize that this metal symbiote really makes my abs just go fucking pop. Ronnie Coleman style, am I right?
And it's just an awkward plane ride back because nobody wants to address that.
Yeah, they all just stare forward, just like how he
Yeah.
is right there in the last panel.
Cool.
Like, you are ridiculously jacked. This reminds me of a cartoon from the 90s called G.I. Joe Extreme.
Yes. Extreme was the 90s equivalent of Plus or Max that we have now.
G.I. Joe Extreme, that was also like everyone was Cable.
Yeah, everyone was Extreme.
Cable was so popular in the 90s.
So popular.
Here's the thing is, I don't think it was that Cable was popular, but what Cable represented and all the things that looked like Cable were the biggest thing in the world. But nobody,
That was my brother's favorite comic book character was
yeah,
Cable.
I don't think people knew Cable in general unless you were a comic book reader. But they saw that aesthetic everywhere.
Yeah,
Weird.
Just like your abs are bigger than most people's pecs.
Yeah. So Dane's like, yeah, actually, I feel fine now, even though I'm still a freak symbiote, and I'm covered in someone's blood, and they just kind of end it there.
But yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, feel fine. Whatever.
Oh, I feel really good, dudes.
I feel great, and he collapses.
Like, let's just get out of here, huh?
Speaking of getting out of here, that's the end of that book.
Thank God.
Woo!
Yeah, that didn't work out. What do we think of this?
This was trash, but
Yeah.
my retelling of the Gen 13 origin story is pretty great.
Yeah, it did elevate it a click. Shée, what'd you think of this book that you picked and you are responsible for?
I fucked up, y'all.
Yeah.
Shée, don't feel bad. Not everyone can pick the book about the devil with $2,000. The best comic book
true.
we've ever done.
Yeah, this was really bad, but I mean, it's also Halloween, and I didn't like the other books. I didn't think they were good either. So I mean, what the hell? 5 out of 5 Haunted Temple Eggings.
All right.
There you go. I mean, whatever. Who cares, right? Like, nobody's keeping track. Who gives a shit? It's a perfect book. It's a perfect book.
What I also really like about the story about the comic book with the devil with $2,000 is when you told us that one of those stories was just ripped off from a different comic.
Well, they just, it was swiped from another comic, yeah.
Very Dark Side's Couch approved. It's almost the perfect comic book.
That could have been the template. That might be the Rosetta Stone for understanding Dark Side's Couch is The Thing from earlier in this month, our first Halloween comic. So yeah, that was Halloween. That was our Halloween Spooktober. I wasn't scared, unfortunately, and I am a weak little boy.
I don't know that one story about that devil gorilla who's a vampire wearing the sombrero. He was pretty scary.
All right, you got to go back to The Thing for all that. You probably should go back to The Thing for all
I
of
was
this.
pretty proud of the book I picked. That one was great.
Well, I think we need to get out of this episode. I think we need to get out of this book. I think we need to get out of October. And we need to talk about what's coming up next because it might actually be good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, next week, 2 weeks from now, actually, I should say, in November, it's time for Batman. Finally, mercifully. Every 10 episodes, we do a Batman book. It's a proud Dark Side's Couch tradition. And we're going to do it again.
All right, here's hoping for one of mine where he gets turned into something.
So I did notice we have 9 books on this the wheel, the special Batman wheel that we're gonna spin and see what we're gonna. Oh, I should take Digital Justice off since we already did that, but I would do it again.
Yeah, I think we've learned to no longer trifle with the wheel.
No, yeah. Let's
we pay for it. The wheel knows best.
The wheel does know best. So I think we have a pretty fair distribution. We've got a couple of comic books that I pick that may not be all just total shit, and then we've got some of Mike's weird zebra comics.
I think that's for what's best for the show, or is what the ones I picked.
Well, I mean, I picked Digital Justice. That worked out pretty well.
It was all right.
It was pretty great.
It was pretty weird.
All right.
I'll give
Well,
you that.
of course, whenever we spin the wheel, we've got to play some spinning music. So let's see what we've got this episode.
Round and round and round we go.
All right. That is Grace Slick, Round and Round from the Mamas and the Papas. It's kind of
Sick.
spooky. She's
Wait,
sort of
what?
witchy. That's Grace Slick from the Mamas and the Papas. Wasn't she wasn't she one of the Mamas?
No, Grace Slick was Jefferson Airplane.
Oh yeah. Oh, hippie music.
Yeah, garbage.
Dumb shit. Sorry, I was picking that. I didn't write that down. I just was remembering. She seems like she was in the Mamas and the Papas, but she wasn't because they were folky. The Mamas
My
and the
son
Papas were
fights
folky.
in Vietnam.
Yeah, that was pretty much the gist of 70s music. But
Dude, this is pretty fucking metal.
it's not bad. Well, this is from the 80s technically. but
Damn.
yeah, this is
I'm
one
gonna
of her
listen to
solo
her
records.
fucking Grace Slick's fucking metal band. It rips.
She went for it. Kind of spooky, kind of witchy. I think that's a good way to end a Halloween.
Holy shit, this fucking rips. I'm gonna listen to this.
Have you never? Yeah, this is the chick that sings White Rabbit.
I didn't know she made a metal band in the 80s and it ripped. I had no idea.
Yeah, this is from I think maybe her 3rd solo record, and then she
Holy
made
crap.
Then she made like a new wave album called Software, which did not do well. And then she never
This
made
is-
another album again.
This is
Well,
really up my
also
alley.
eventually we built this city, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I learned
I
that
don't know,
as well.
dude. This could have been like a Dio album, really. I wouldn't. If it was sung by Dio, I wouldn't have thought twice.
That's fair. All right, well, that's good spinning music.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hey there, New York. Have you guys ever-
Oh my God, that was so terrible. That was so terrible.
Wait.
And
We're
you
not
guys
doing,
did it so well.
not doing the kiss bit. I didn't do it. That was a Mike bit. All right, so let's spin the wheel. Let's spin the bat wheel. See what we're looking at next time?
I want to order a gray slick t-shirt and cut the sleeves off.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, no.
All right.
Okay.
It seems old.
Batman 97 from 1956. I think Mike recently put this on the list, or at least it's the most recent one on the list. And I literally added this to the wheel today. And Mike's description is a dog discovers Batman's secret identity.
See,
I'm in.
all right. See, this is what we should be going for. Like, this is the kind of comics that we should be doing.
Man, James is gonna love it because it starts with a Batman logo and Batman is pink.
I know,
Batman
I
is
love it.
pink. I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying I like to have variety. I like to hit a lot of different things.
Yeah,
Featuring the return of the Bat Hound.
All right. That might be the
Ooh,
dog
Ace.
that discovers a secret.
That's okay.
Come
All right.
on. You guys don't
All
want
right.
to
Ace has discovered our
That
secret
is-
identities.
Ace
Yes.
is the place. That is
He's
Ace the
getting
Bat
to be
Hound.
too good a detective. Oh,
That
that's
implies that Ace is not only not their dog, but that he decided to
Figured
become
it out.
a vigilante on his
So-
own and good to the
Yeah.
point where Batman brings him into the fold, but
great.
no
And
one knows
actively
each other.
says he's getting to be too good a detective.
Right. So he
got a
started
photo.
out. He started out with mediocre detective skills, but he kept at it, and now he has apparently discovered that Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson are Batman
I guess
and Robin.
somehow he put two and two together. He wandered upstairs from the Batcave into the mansion and saw that there were all these photos of Dick and Bruce and grabbed one.
Yeah, and some of them they're actually in their Batman and Robin costumes. They forgot to take it off before the picture.
Also, he'd be able to smell them.
Yeah, really. I mean, call it detective work, but I just call it, hound sense.
You're okay. So you're the Batman expert. Is that the case?
Uh-oh.
Is Ace the Bat Hound not Bruce Wayne's dog?
That's a good question. I mean,
It seems like he's not.
he's not a character who we saw a lot of because
He's someone else's dog.
I think he may just be a dog that just kind of wandered in, and they
Who gave him the mask?
Alfred. He's bored.
Yeah, he wears a little mask with ear holes cut out.
Because if it's like Batgirl, that would imply
Maybe
that
that's
he
just
made his own Bat mask.
Maybe
He may
that's
have.
just, it looks like it might just be one of Batman's old masks.
Oh yeah, one of the ones that he sweated up too much.
Yeah, or maybe it's a pair of his bottoms and they just cut holes in for the
Oh,
ears
it does
and
look
eyes.
like his trunk's just upside down.
No,
He's just wearing Bruce Wayne's underwear.
So what happens is while he was upstairs, right, and he was
Yeah.
smelling around, he got
Yeah.
the Batman's dirty underwear.
Yes, he
and
did.
The underwear just went over his face, and then he found the photo and came back downstairs.
And
Yep.
they think he's a genius.
Okay, yes. That
like,
dog is so smart.
And they're just busy cooking crystal meth.
They're just cooking some things. All right, I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to do two things before the next episode. I am going to work on my whistling,
Yeah, me
and
too.
I am going to learn the secret origin of Ace the Bat Hound.
Mm-hmm.
I will say they brought him back in the 90s when Azrael was Batman, and Azrael, of course, refused to take care of this dog at all.
He
So,
was also Batman's dog in Batman Beyond.
oh, really? They brought Ace into Batman Beyond as well. I never actually. Okay, but also, who ended up taking care of the 90s Ace the Bat Hound was Harold, who is a mute hunchback freak who Bruce Wayne basically adopted.
Harold!
Bruce Wayne adopted him and just said, "You can live in my cave," and he just hung out in the cave like as a mechanic. And then when Azrael showed up, like nobody bothered to tell Harold, "Hey man, Azrael's Batman now, so maybe you want to get out of here or do something like that." So Harold was just hidden in a cave somewhere, taking care of this dog, while Azrael destroyed the city.
What happened to Harold?
I think they brought him back again eventually in recent years. Maybe I can't remember.
He was he was just homeless for a while, then goes
He's kind
back.
of he just kind of floated away. I mean,
He's
he
pretty
wasn't
problematic character.
nowadays. Yeah, you can't have Harold. Cancel Harold. Okay. Well, all right. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to anything after the trilogy of awful here. Shée, you got any plugs for us here?
Yeah, I do. Listen to White Zombie, Bush, and us on Stitcher, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and
All
any other
there.
podcast app. And you can subscribe to us. And plus, you can listen on DarkSidesCouch.com. And please note that this does not apply to White Zombie or Bush, only to Dark Side's Couch. You probably also can't hear White Zombie or Bush on any of the other podcast apps, as they are podcast apps.
They are podcast apps, but Spotify, I bet, has both of those bands that you
Probably.
can enjoy. You can
I
enjoy
know
all
it's
their-
on YouTube, because that's where I steal my music.
Yep, that
Speaking
is-
of, find us on YouTube at Dark Side's Couch. Oh, wait. Psych. We don't have a YouTube name.
Well, we don't have our own URL because you guys aren't pulling up your end of the deal here. So go there, hit subscribe, ding the bell, get them numbers run up, all right?
Yeah, because it would be a lot easier for me to just say, see how tall we all are at Darkside's Couch on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, but I can't because that's not what our YouTube is.
Yeah, it's not what our YouTube is, but it's going to be, by gum, if we have to buy all the bots in the world. All right, I think that's it. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to look for some underwear to sniff. Anybody got any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I have to buy OxyClean in bulk.
Shée?
What?
Ta-ta for now, Christian Crusaders. We'll talk to you next time on the couch.
Do you find something comical about
being unbaptized?
Yeah.
everyone needs to
Get into heaven.
even the very tall? Should I, therefore, be made the subject of fun?
I guess so.
Well,